Practice.
Practice?
Friday night.
Shoot. What did he do?
Just move the way you moved. Wrong, yeah.
So who's playing goal?
My husband was making sure he dropped off the cord to the music boys.
Well, good luck to them, that's for sure.
Yep.
No copyright infringement if there's no music.
Hmm?
Oh, so they don't care anymore? Is it Facebook that makes a big deal?
Well, Brown's in to take the draw. One by Barrie. Brown picks up the loose puck, brings it in the Barrie zone. Colts pick that puck up, cleared out. Campbell at neutral ice, dumps it back into Barrie zone. Barrie fires it off the glass, up to the Flyers' blue line. Brown takes his man out, puck in the far corner. Squirts out behind the Flyers' net. Tribble up the boards to Nugent. Nugent lifts it high in the air into neutral ice. Picked up by the Colts. They'll cycle it around in their zone. Played off the boards to neutral ice. In the Flyer zone. Shot. Off the glove of Woods. To the Orangeville blue line and out. Brown. In over the Barrie zone. Picked off by the Colts. And they'll skate it behind their net. Play was broken up by Hobor. Monas. Puck comes to Hobor, the blue line. He'll backhand that deep. Critchley. Monas. Back to Critchley. Critchley lets that go to Martin. He'll get bumped. Gets it up to the blue line to Hobor. Hobor lets one go. Shot. Tipped in front. Which sails a little wide. Martin gets hammered hard from behind. And Martin's all right. Colts players getting the game. .13:34 to go in the first period. Still no penalty up on the board. Five on three. 5-on-3 for at least 2 minutes. Brown takes the draw. Gets it to Monas. Monas sends it to the point to Thompson. Thompson across to Hobor. Hobor lets one go. Shot. Tipped just wide of the net. Monas in the near corner. Critchley steps up. Gets it to Brown at the half boards. Brown lets one go. Tipped high and in the netting. Brown in, take the draw. Wins it to Monas. Monas gets to the Hobor. Hobor with the shot. Loose puck. The Colts goalie reels that one in. Brown back in to take the draw. Colts win it. Played it behind their net to the far corner. Backhand to the blue line, kept in by Hobor. Hobor across to Thompson. Thompson lets one go, tipped in front. I think the Colts goalie got a piece of it. Hobor pinches. Sends it back to Monas at the blue line. Monas across to Thompson. Thompson lets one go. Shot saved by Colts. Monas plays it behind to Brown. Brown sends it up to Monas. Monas drops it there for Thompson. Thompson steps in, lets one go, blocked in front. Sails just wide of the Colts net. Brown, backhand to Hobor. Hobor lets one go. Big pad save with a rebound. Thompson fires one, tipped wide. Puck comes out to Brown. Off the Colts' chest. Brown still with the puck, gets it to Critchley. Back to Brown. Brown shot. Just wide of the net. Hobor back to his blue line. 30 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. Hobor to Thompson. Thompson sends one in, gets blocked in front. Colts get that back to Thompson at the blue line. Tipped in front by Critchley. And that just sails a little wide. Critchley plays it behind to Monas. Monas gets it out front, picked off by Barrie. Cycles it around. Monas overskates it. Critchley picks it up in the far corner. Gets it to Hobor at the blue line. Hobor across to Thompson. Thompson lets one go. Loose puck in front. Barrie gets a piece of it and fires that all the way down the ice. On the Flyers' goal. Woods will cover it for a whistle. Good pressure by the Flyers on that 5-on-3. Unable to capitalize, though. Nugent in to take the draw. Scrum draw won by Barrie. Campbell gets a piece of it behind the net. To Tribble, up to the blue line and out. Clark and Arkema in to forecheck. Backhand by Clark. Hits a skate and comes back to him. Plays it to the blue line to Campbell. Campbell with the shot. Tipped, and the Colts goalie will save it. Stretch pass. Past everybody. Campbell picks it up in his own zone. Fires it up through the neutral ice. And that'll go for an icing. .10:55 to go in the first period. Nugent takes the draw. Wins it back behind the net. Picked up by the Colts. Colts centered out. Shot. Nugent blocked the shot there. Arkema to the blue line. Kept in by the Colts. Puck comes to the near corner. Campbell bumps his man. Barrie with the puck behind the Orangeville net. Skates it out. Cycles it around behind the net again. Nugent on his man in the near corner. Gets a piece of it to the half boards to Arkema. Arkema gets it into neutral ice. Barrie regroups, fires it back in. Campbell to the near corner to Arkema. Arkema past everybody. Barrie player fires it back to the Orangeville blue line. Clark just missed his man. Barrie brings it in the Orangeville zone. Drop pass. Lets one go. Shots wide of the net. Critchley reaches for it. Couldn't quite get it. Barrie fires it deep. Tribble. To Brown. Brown through neutral ice. In over the blue line. Tries to step around his man. Martin almost stole that. Martin picks up the loose puck on the far boards. Gets bumped. Brown with a shot. Just wide of the net. Rebound comes to Thompson at the point. He'll keep it in. Puck goes to the far blue line. Colts bring it in the Orangeville zone. Skates through the D. Touched by Orangeville, and that'll be 2 minutes for cross-check. $9:12 to play in the first period. Thompson, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Brown takes the draw. Wins it back to Hobor. Hobor rifles it around the boards. To the blue line. Kept in by Barrie. Barrie cycles it off the boards. Brown steals it. Brown, he's alone. He's got some room. Fired, couldn't quite get the shot off. Hits the post. Brown comes out with it. Loose puck. Comes to the near boards. Barrie regroups, bring it out of their zone. In over the Orangeville blue line. Monas to Campbell. Campbell lets it go. Colts goalie out to set that up. Nugent in on the forecheck. Applying some pressure. Puck comes to the blue line and out. In over the Orangeville zone. Colts player fires it around. Centering pass. Woods with a good deflection to keep that pass from connecting. Orangeville will fire that down the ice. 1 minute to go on the penalty. Colts center ice. Critchley with running some interference. Nugent couldn't quite get enough of that one to get it out. Shot saved by Woods. Centering attempt, past everybody, picked up by Nugent. He'll lift that one over everybody's head. And on the Barrie goal. It was an interesting way to play that one, but Barrie player. Pass ripped off by Arkema. Shot. And Colts will save that one for us. Clark's into the Barrie zone to take the draw. One by Barrie behind their net. Colts will take a break behind their net, set it up. Played to the near boards. Over the blue line. Into the Orangeville zone. Hobor's there to grab that one and fire it down the ice. That'll do it for the Orangeville penalty. 7:10 to go in the first period. Puck along the far boards. Arkema steals it. Brings it into the Barrie zone. Chips it through the legs of the defender. Arkema, centering pass. Almost got a piece of it and went in. Barrie sends it the rest of the way. Picked up by Campbell. Campbell gets it to Arkema at center ice. Barrie will steal it and fire it back in the Orangeville zone. Campbell behind his net. Fires it off the far boards. And Barrie gets a piece of it, dumps it back in. Tribble to Moniz on the near boards to the blue line, kept in. Campbell gets bumped in the near corner. Barrie skates up to the blue line, backhands it deep. Campbell picks it up, gets it to the blue line and out. And that'll be icing. 6:07 to go in the first period. Brown's in to take the draw. Wins it back to Hobor. Hobor fires it around behind the net to Critchley. Critchley sends it back. Thompson gets a piece of it. Bouncing puck. And they'll poke it and trickle it in. .552 to go in the first period. I don't think the Orangeville fans are happy with that goal. Brown wins the draw. Critchley gets it to Thompson. Thompson gets bumped off of it. Monas lays out his man. Hobor off the half boards to Brown. Brown backhands that into the neutral ice. Monas in over the blue line. Thought he was offside. Barrie regroups. Brings the puck out. Gets to the red line and dumps it the rest of the way down. Hobor in the far corner. Brown's in to help him out. Puck comes behind the Orangeville net. Wrap around a 10. Woods is there for the save. Brown lifts it off the boards. I think that hit the ref. That saves the icing. Critchley had it. Stolen by Barrie. Barrie fires it through neutral ice. Campbell gets it up to Monas just in the Barrie zone. Monas in the far corner with Critchley. Critchley reaches for it. Stolen by Barrie. To the near corner. To the blue line. Kept in by Campbell. Campbell fires that rink wide to Monas in the far corner. Puck comes all the way around to the near corner to Campbell at the blue line. He'll just dump that back in to Brown. Bouncing puck picked up by Barrie. They'll fire one from the red line in on Woods. Barrie picks up the rebound. Loose puck shot. And they score. .416 to go in the first period. Mason in to take the draw. He'll chip that forward, picked up by Barrie's defenseman, who will fire it off the boards to the Orangeville zone. Hobor plays to the blue line. Barrie player couldn't find it and misplays it. Arkema runs through his man. Mason. It's played hard into the boards. Arkema gets it behind the net to Nugent. Nugent tries to send it back, picked off by Barrie. Arkema into the near corner. Bumps his man. Barrie with the puck. Gets it to their blue line and out. They're over the Orangeville zone. Thompson blocks that shot. Gets it to the near corner. Barrie fired around behind the net to the far boards. Hobor. Now Mason in the far corner. Barrie comes around with it. Plays it back behind the Orangeville net. Centering attempt. Thompson with a good stick to break that play up. Orangeville gets a piece of that, fires it back into the Barrie zone. Nugent. In on the forecheck. Barrie to the blue line, picked up by Critchley. Good stick by Barrie, gets a piece of it. That'll come out of the zone. Thompson fires it back in to the red line. Thompson again with a good stick to get it just over the Barrie blue line. Barrie rink wide. Plays it off the near boards. Thompson to Critchley. Critchley lets it go for Brown. Brown drops it for Critchley. Just on his backhand. Critchley in the far corner with Clark and Brown. Orangeville players are tripping over themselves. Barrie picks up the puck. Skates it through neutral ice and into the Orangeville zone. Thompson backhands that behind the net to Clark along the far boards. Clark doesn't connect with that clearing attempt. Puck comes behind the Orangeville net. Barrie's there to pick it up. Shot. Saved by Wood. Rebound comes to the near corner. Thompson plays it to the half boards to Critchley. Shot. Blocked or saved by Wood. Hobart gets driven into the boards. And then he reciprocates that hit. Clark gets it to the blue line. Kept in by Barrie. Cycling around. Shot. Loose puck. Saved by Wood. Second shot. Another save by Wood. Kept in at the blue line by the Colts. He'll walk in. Hobart behind the net. Gets bumped. Colts come up with it. In the near corner. Spinning around. Walks out. Shot through a bunch of traffic. And they scored. 1:22 to go in the first period. Mason's in to take the draw. Barrie picks it up, passes it back there to G. Played at center ice, walked over the blue line, shot. Glove save. Rebound here, Woods reels it in. Mason back to take draw, wins it to the near boards to Campbell. Barrie gets a piece of it. Shot blocked by Monas. Barrie picks up the rebound on the near boards. Mason leaves his man. Campbell in the near corner. Pressures him. Gets a piece of it. Gets it up to Monas. Monas to Mason at the blue line. Mason skates through neutral ice. Backhand pass to Arkema. Picked off by Barrie in the near boards, or far boards rather. Arkema tries to get it around the defender. Arkema in the far corner to Monas. Monas lets one go. Didn't get all of it. Barrie picks up the puck and regroups. Into the Orangeville zone. Shot. Glove down by Woods. Brown in to take the draw. He'll win it to Campbell. Campbell fires it behind the net. Off the glass by Nugent. Up to Brown. Brown gets nailed right in front of the Colts bench. Colts get it. Dump it back into the Orangeville zone. Campbell backhands that to the far boards. And that'll do it for the first period. We'll start the second period. Brown's in, take the draw. He'll win it back to Monas. Monas gets the red line. First effort missed. Second effort gets it in deep to Colts zone. Brown in on the forecheck. Takes his man to the far boards. To the blue line and out. And over the Orangeville blue line. Cross ice pass picked off by Brown. Brown gets a piece of it. To the blue line, kept in by the Colts. Colts player brings it behind the net. Sends it back in. Brown's there. Gets it to the near corner. Critchley off the boards to Brown. Brown plays it off the boards to himself. In the zone. Got lots of pressure on him. Gets it to Critchley at the half boards. Critchley sends it to Hobor. Critchley gets dumped. Hobor shot wide. Thompson gets a piece of it, keeps it in. Brown behind the Colts net. Puck comes out. He'll let one go off the outside of the net. Monas. Brown getting bumped. Colts come up with the puck, skate it out of their zone. In over the Flyers zone. Colts are changing. They'll send it around the near boards. Hobor chips it up. They got 6 guys on the ice. Mason takes to take the draw. Barrie wins it back to this point. Shot. Woods gets a piece of it. Rebound goes to the far boards. Barrie behind the Orangeville net. Centering pass. To the point. Shot. Way wide of the net. Barrie picks up the rebound. And brings it in deep behind the net. Mason gets a piece of it. Chips it out. Stretch pass to Arkema. He'll get it to the red line, but no further. Barrie dumps it back in the Orangeville zone. Campbell along the boards to the red line. Colts dump it back in. Campbell again to the blue line. Clark helps that one out. Barrie grabs a piece of it and dumps it all the way back in. No icing. Tribble to the far boards to Arkema. Arkema saw Clark going, just didn't connect. That'll go for icing. Nugent deep in his zone, take the face off. He'll win it back to Thompson. Thompson off the far boards to Nugent at the blue line. Gets it there, not out. Colts pick up the loose puck, has a jump over his stick. Shot, top corner and in. 12:25 in the second period. Nugent in to take the draw. He'll win that back. Clark plays it to Thompson. Wasn't quite ready for it. Barrie picks up the puck in the Orangeville zone. Plays it behind the net. Hobor bumps his man. Loose puck comes to the near corner. Hobor hammers his guy. And he's going in for 2. Bit of a late hit after the whistle too, but Hobor 2 minutes for boarding. Mona's in to take the draw. Barrie wins it back to the point. They'll send it rink wide. Shot blocked in front by their own player. Barrie plays it behind the Orangeville net. Sends it to the half boards. To the blue line. Back in. Shot blocked by Thompson. Mona's tried to get a piece of it to get it out. Barrie beat them there. Shot tipped. Centering attempt. Puck comes back to the Orangeville blue line. Clark got a piece of it, just not enough to get it out. Barrie back in deep. Centering attempt. Picked off by Monas. He'll clear the zone. That goes on the Barrie goalie. He'll play it up to their defender. Stretch pass, past everybody. No icing. Campbell wins the foot race. Has the puck into the near corner. He gets hit. Campbell still with the puck in deep. Bob Campbell killing some time. 1 minute to go in the Orangeville penalty. Played to the half boards, kept in by Barrie. Shot off the side of the net. Puck back to the Orangeville blue line. Barrie sends it back in. Centering attempt, shot, saved by Wood. And Flyers will get that out, send it down the ice. Colts behind their net. Sets it up, walks out. Past everybody to Tribble. He'll get a piece of it and fire it back down into the Barrie zone. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Barrie off the far boards to center ice. Bring it into the Orangeville zone. Shot. High and wide of the net. The rebound comes all the way out. Orangeville penalty's over. Arkema. He gets there first. Has it deep. Plays it to the far corner. Well, Flyers were changing, so there's not much help. Played to the blue line. Tribble keeps it in. Colts tried to set up behind their net. Tribble read that play and pinched, but Barrie kept the puck. Barrie over the Orangeville blue line. Shot. Blocker saved by Wood. Played to the half boards. Kept in by the Colts. Brown. Still battling along the boards. Tribble comes in to get the hit, but shot. That'll go for an icing. .9:18 to go in the second period. Brown's in, takes the draw. Won by Barrie. Play it off the boards. Hobor, cross ice to Monas. Monas sends it up for Nugent. Nugent with the shot, scores! Goal by number 27, Liam Nugent. 9:05 to play in the second period. Brown in to take the draw. He'll win it back. Barrie gets a piece of it and dumps it in the Orangeville zone. Thompson, backhand to Hobor. Hobor to Brown. Brown sends it up to Monas. Monas in over the blue line. He'll drop it back, but Brown was on the other side. Barrie fires it out. Icing's waved off. Hobor gets bumped. Barrie gets the puck. He'll change directions. Centering attempt blocked by Brown. Loose puck. Brown fires it off the glass to the blue line. Nugent gets a piece of it and clears it out. Colts regain the puck, fired off the far boards into the Orangeville zone. Thompson behind the net to Hobor. Hobor back to Thompson. Thompson. Puck squirts out to Hobor. Hobor off the far boards, past everyone, into the Colts zone. Nugent all over his man. Colts played off the near boards. And Colts will come out with it. 1-on-1. Shot, pad save by Wood. Mason picks up the loose puck. Gets bumped. Still has it. Off the boards from Nugent. Nugent lets that one go. Into the Barrie zone. Clark in on the forecheck. Barrie gets it to neutral ice. Mason gets stepped into. Clark picks up the loose puck. Just gets it in. Orangeville's got to clear. Barrie regroups. Stretch pass. Mason fires it back in. Picked off by Barrie, and they'll dump it back out. Into the Orangeville zone. Behind the net. Shot. Covered by Woods. Mason wins the draw back to Campbell. Campbell fires behind the net to Tribble. He'll play it off the boards to Clark, to the blue line, kept in by Barrie. That shot goes wide of the net. Campbell along the half boards. Tries to clear it. Second effort, gets it up to Clark. Clark in over the blue line. Colts player steal that. And blocked shot. Clark. He's got Brown on the far side. Pass across, shot just wide. Sorry, Mason couldn't quite connect. Mason. Barrie Colts player avoid the hit. Get the puck out to Campbell. Campbell cross ice to Clark. Clark just over the Barrie blue line. Loose puck. Nobody can get a piece of it. Arkema steps in on one. Just doesn't get all of it. Arkema in the far corner. Gets it to Mason. Mason leaves it there. Good battle along the boards. Colts will lift that puck through neutral ice and into the Orangeville zone. Hobor up to Arkema. Arkema gets the red line and sends that the rest of the way in. 5:47 to go in the period. Moniz on the forecheck, gets the puck up. Colts get it to the blue line. Critchley couldn't quite get it past the offense. Barrie into the Orangeville zone. Shot wide of the net. Puck comes to the near corner. Barrie centering attempt, picked off by Orangeville. Thompson backhands that to Critchley. Colts dump it back in. Hobor behind the net to the far boards to Thompson. Thompson almost to the blue line and out. And the Colts bring that just back in deep in the Orangeville zone. Puck along the near boards. Barrie comes out with it. Wraparound attempt, shot, covered by Woods. Brown takes the draw, wins it back to Thompson. Colts players steal that one. Centering attempt. Loose puck. Covered by Woods. 4:44 to go in the second period. Mason's in to take the draw. He'll win it. Clark just overskates it. Gets it back the second effort. Clark through neutral ice. Into the Barrie zone. Lets one go. Shot off the stick. And the Colts pick up the loose puck. And just skate it out of their zone. They'll backhand that one from the wrong side of the red line. No icing. Tribble backhands that to Campbell. Campbell tries to play it off the boards to the blue line. Mason has to go at it. Doesn't get out. Shot. Wide of the net. Tribble. Gets a good stick on it to interrupt that play. Mason through the blue line. Through neutral ice. Into the Barrie zone. Backhand. Pad save by Barrie. Colts will fire that one off the near boards, and I'll go past everybody. No icing. Tribble. Cross ice to Campbell. Campbell to Brown at center ice. Brown muscles his way into the zone. Bouncing puck. And the ref calls him offside. Loose puck comes to the near boards. Brown gets taken down from behind. Puck goes to the far corner. Barrie player hammers Brown in the boards. That was intentional from behind. Barrie penalty. 2 minutes for hitting from behind. And he's gone for the game. Doesn't have to be. Flyers power play. Mason wins it back. Thompson sends it across to Hobor with the shot deflected wide. Critchley in the near corner. He'll skate it behind the Colts net. Fired along the far boards to Thompson. Thompson just sends it back to Critchley. Critchley gets a bit of a hook, no call. Critchley gets it to Mason in the far corner. Mason to Thompson. Thompson lets one go. Locked in front by Barrie. Mason with the puck. Lets it go. Shot just over the net. Hobor picks up the loose puck. Gets it across to Mason. Mason with the shot. Colts with the save. Monas to Hobor. Hobor with the shot blocked wide. Barrie plays it to the near corner. Picked up by Critchley. Critchley gets it back to Hobor. Hobor lets one go. Hits some sticks and stopped short of the net. Barrie gets a piece of it, and they'll send that length of the ice. 1 minute to go on the Orangeville power play. Thompson steps around his man. Puck comes out of the Orangeville zone. Barrie plays it back to into their zone and tries to fire it down. Hobor gets a piece of it. He's got to wait for the Flyers to change. Loose puck. Picked off by Colts. Wraparound attempt. Woods is there to save that. Hobor to Monas on the near boards. Back to Hobor. Through his feet. 20 seconds to go on the Orangeville power play. Hobor leaves it there for Mason. Mason skates through neutral ice. Throws it off the boards to the Barrie blue line, and they'll send it back out. Cross to Thompson. Thompson to Monas. Monas kicks it up to his stake, but just too far. And that'll be a high stick for the whistle. One minute to play in the second period. Down on the draw. In some feet. Puck still there on the face-off circle. Kept out of the Orangeville zone by Arkema. Brown gets bumped along the Colts bench. Comes back to Tribble. He'll send it to Campbell. Campbell across to Clark. Clark gets a piece of it. Chips it into the Barrie zone. Brown in the far corner. He'll get bumped. Clark didn't get all of it. Tried to get it to Campbell at the blue line. Colts In over the Flyers zone. Centering pass. Shot saved by Wood. Right out front, shot, and he'll eat that one. Good save. .23 seconds to go in the period. Brown in to take the faceoff. He'll win it to Campbell along the far boards. Campbell gets it to the blue line. Shot wide of the net. Puck comes out. Tribble with a good stick to stop that one from going in. Clark backhands that out of the zone and into Colts zone. They'll throw it off the glass. Campbell picks it up. Raise it off the boards to Clark. Clark lets it go to Brown. Just out of his reach, and that'll do it for the second period. Back, start the third. Brown wins the draw to Nugent. Nugent backhands that. This is center ice. A little bit of sloppy play to kick off the second period or third period. Campbell behind his net. Up to Nugent. Nugent tried to get it to Clark. Picked off by Barrie. They'll dump it in the Orangeville zone. Brown turns around. Regroups. Brings it up out of the Orangeville zone. And dumps it into the Barrie zone, and that'll go for icing. Mason in deep to take the draw. He'll win it back to Tribble. Tribble plays it behind the net to Campbell. Campbell up to Monas. Monas tries to hit Mason coming out of the zone, but just behind him. Barrie picks up the puck deep in their zone. Plays it off the near boards to the blue line, kept in by Monas. Couldn't quite handle it. Batted out by the Colts. Campbell out his blue line. Gets it cross ice. Barrie dumps that in. Campbell plays it off the boards to himself. And he'll wait. Let Flyers settle up. Critchley to Monas. Monas in over the blue line into some traffic. Barrie taps that one to get it out of the zone. Cross ice. Comes to the Colts bench. Off a skate. Picked up by Mason. He'll get over the blue line. Shot. High rebound. Flyers weren't chasing it. Thompson across to Hobor. Hobor through everybody. And Colts dump it back out. Thompson in his end. Off the far boards to Critchley. Critchley back to Thompson. To Arkema. Arkema sends it back to Thompson. Mason picks it up. Skates behind his net. It's the Flyers get set up. Arkema off a skate. Picked up by the Colts in the Orangeville zone. Mason gets bumped. Leaves it there for Hobor. Hobor's got some room. Sends it up at center ice. Colts just dump it in. Thompson behind his net. Played it behind it. There's nobody talking out here. Arkema to Hobor. Hobor back to Arkema in the near corner. He'll send it back to Hobor. Hobor just throws it off the boards to center ice. Hits a Colts player, and they'll just dump it back in the Orangeville zone. Thompson around the far boards. Swaps at it. Doesn't get it. Mason gets a piece of it, and he'll fire it down the ice for icing. Brown in to take the draw. Won by Barrie, but Brown picks up the loose puck. Skates it out of the zone. Plays it off the glass. Takes a weird bounce, and Barrie capitalizes. In over the blue line. Shot. Glove down by Wood. Face off deep in the Orangeville zone. Brown to take it. He wins it to the near boards. Barrie plays it to the blue line. Not out. Just dump it in. Campbell behind his net. Got some room. Risky pass. Player worked. Barrie player played it back, but it goes all the way through everybody. Brown in on the forecheck. Gets bumped in the near corner. Barrie plays it around the far boards. Tribble pinches and keeps the puck in deep. Barrie up to the half boards. They'll get it out. Campbell backhands it to Tribble. Sorry, to Clark. Clark wasn't quite sure where it was. Tribble cross ice to Campbell. Campbell back to Tribble. Tribble gets the blue line. Barrie stick check. And Campbell clears that one out. Loose puck picked up by Campbell. In the Flyer zone. They'll send it up to Nugent in the neutral ice. Brown across to Clark. Loose puck. Picked up by Barrie. And they'll dump the puck in to the near corner. Campbell. Up to Nugent. Nugent lifts that out of the Orangeville zone. Brown picks up the loose puck. Gets the zone. Skates it in deep. Loose puck. Flyers are changing. Hobor lets one go just to keep the puck in deep. Flyers finish the change. Pass picked up by Critchley. And Mason loses the helmet. Put it on properly, do up the straps. Referees are having a conversation with Mason. Face off just outside the Orangeville zone. Mason to take it. Into some traffic. Monish couldn't quite get a piece of it. Barrie player on the near boards. Plays it in deep to Mason. Mason will backhand that. Barrie gets it. Picked up by Hobor. He'll slow play. Kick it up to his stick and skate out of the zone. They'll get the red line. Fire it in the rest of the way. Critchley. Sharing pass to Thompson at the blue line. He'll backhand that one deep to Monas. Monas gets bumped in the near corner. Barrie picks up the puck, gets it to the blue line and out. Thompson just sends that puck back in. Barrie behind their net, regroups, gets it to the far boards, and they'll skate it out. Hammer over the Orangeville blue line. Skates around the defender who's standing there. Big rebound, nobody could capitalize. Picked up by Mason. Mason down the wing, over the blue line. Just loses the puck inside the Barrie zone. Colts change direction, bring it the other way. They'll fire her in deep to the far corner. Campbell to Critchley. Critchley to Mason. Mason sends it to Monas. Barrie dumps it into the Orangeville zone. Mason takes it around out of man. Puck behind the Orangeville net. Campbell sends it to Critchley to the blue line. Critchley will let that go and get it out of the zone. Nobody's skating. Tribble off the boards. Barrie just fires that the other back into the Orangeville zone. I think they called that icing. I don't know what they think icing is. So Brown's in to take the draw. Barrie wins it, plays it behind the net to the far boards. Kept in there by Tribble. He'll dump it back in deep. Barrie changes direction. Brown's all over his man. Loses an edge. Barrie fires it off the boards. Tribble steps up. Centering attempt. Colts player's playing that in front of his goalie. Bit of a late shove. Brown's in to take the draw. 7:46 to play in the third period. Colts win it. They'll fire it around the far boards, just over the blue line. Campbell gives chase, picks up the puck in his zone. Campbell sends it to Arkema. A little too hot to handle. Brown with the good back check. Campbell to Nugent. Nugent gets an awkward hit at his blue line. Puck comes into the Barrie zone. Play to the blue line and out. Arkema stole it, but doesn't go anywhere with it. Colts will fire that one deep in the Orangeville zone. Campbell sends it around to Tribble. Tribble to Brown. Brown sends it to Nugent. Colts will send that back out. Oh my God. Puck comes out of the Orangeville zone, and the Colts will dump that back in. Not sure what the whistle was for. 6:53 to play in the third period. Bit of a meeting at the Flyers bench. And Flyers get a penalty. Two minutes for unsportsmanlike. Brown in to take the draw. He'll win it back in the ref's feet. Picked up by Barrie. They'll play it to the blue line. Cross ice shot. Blocked in front. Rebound comes far side of the net. Colts with the puck. Played it deep. Back to the point. Colts in along the far boards. Played behind the Flyers net. Cycling it around the half boards. Colts player leave it there for the winger. Barrie's in deep in the near corner. Thompson bumps his man. Barrie walks out with it. Shot tipped high and wide. Off the glass in the far corner. Played back to the blue line by Barrie. Clark with a good stick. Played back and past his man. 1 minute to go in the Orangeville penalty. Barrie picks up the puck behind their net. He'll wait for it. Sends it to the blue line. In over the Orangeville zone. To the near corner, back behind the net. Cross ice to the point. Shot blocked by Clark. That block shot will clear out of the Orangeville zone. Barrie turns it around. Backhands it over the blue line. Lets one go. Shot off the crossbar and into the netting. .27 seconds to go in the Orangeville penalty. 5:20 to play in the third period. Mason's in to take the face-off. Barrie wins it back to the point. To the half boards. Lets the shot go. Hits a stick. Puck comes to the near corner. Back to the point. Back into the half boards. Barrie just cycling the puck around. To the point. Sends it in. Shot. Off the side of the net. That'll do it for the Flyers penalty. Back to 5-on-5. Barrie still with control of the puck. Deep in the Orangeville zone. Gets it out front. Mason to Monas. Gets a stick on it. Into the Barrie zone. Behind the Colts net. Cleared to the blue line. Just out. Mason gets it to Tribble. Tribble sees a bit of daylight. Decides to take it. Gets to the red line and dumps it in. Colts pick up the loose puck. Behind their net. Mason steps into his man. Monas gets bumped. to the blue line, just outside. Tribble backhands that to Campbell. Campbell to Mason at the blue line. Colts pick that puck off. Critchley gets it out of the Orangeville zone. And the Colts will bring it back in offside. 3:54 to go in the third period. Brown in to take the draw, just outside the Flyers' blue line. Won by Barrie, and they'll dump it into the far corner. Hobor picks it up, brings it behind his net, picked up by Brown. Brown steps around one man, in through neutral ice. Barrie steals it from him, brings it back in the Flyer zone. Thompson bumps his man. Hobor takes the man down, and the ref at the far end of the ice calls that one. 2 minutes for head contact. What? No. What? Some confusion as to what's going on. We've got two Flyers guys in the box. Brown in to take the draw. Won by Barrie, back to the blue line. They'll play it in deep. The half boards, back to the blue line. Missed shot, and Monos will get a piece of that to clear the zone. Barrie dumps it back into the Flyer zone. Brown off the far boards, and that'll go the length of the ice. 3 minutes to play in the third period. Barrie picks it up through neutral ice, past everybody, and they wave icing off. Campbell holds it along the boards. Barrie gets a piece of it, chips it out to the near corner. Skates it to the half boards, plays it to the point. Back to the half boards. Steps around his man, shot, saved by Wood. Rebound picked up by Barrie. Puck in the far corner. Back up to the point. To the half boards. Barrie. Cross ice to the far near point. Shot. Wood didn't even see it. .2:13 to go in the third period. Mason, he's in to take the draw. Won by Mason, but puck comes back to Campbell at the blue line. Picked up by Barrie, neutral ice, and they'll skate it into the Orangeville zone. Walks around, shot, saved by Wood. Clearing attempt to the blue line, kept in by the Colts. Tribble in the far corner. Goes after the man, leaves the puck. Barrie plays it to the blue line. Kept in, but Critchley picks it up and takes it out. Critchley over the blue line, shot. Clark just missed that one. Puck in the far corner. Clark gets hammered. No charging there. Two Flyers in the box. Why is it 5-on-3? It shouldn't be 5-on-3, but it is. Barrie with the shot. Saved by Wood. Shot off the post. Campbell with the clearing attempt. Hit the Barrie player. Critchley. The far corner. Oh, now somebody finally realizes. Barrie scores. .108 to go in the third period. Colts win the draw. They'll dump it into the Flyer zone. Picked up by Campbell. They play it off the near boards to Arkema. And Barrie steals it. Shot. Wood's got a piece of it. Sent up in the glass. And Orangeville's going back to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. .50 to go in the third period. Critchley in to take the draw. One by Barrie. Picked up by Arkema. He'll fire that down the length of the ice. Colts goalie sets it up behind the net. I think they gave it to him for tripping. Brown takes the draw, gets to the point. Campbell keeps it in. Barrie grabs it and stolen by Brown. Brown gets taken down awkwardly. No call. Barrie in over the blue line. Passed across into some traffic. Barrie in the near corner. Picked up by Brown. He'll just skate it out. Get the red line. And Barrie sends that back to the Orangeville blue line. Brown leans on his man, takes him to the corner. Loose puck comes out. Barrie misses the shot.